Hello folks, and welcome to another video. I hope this one finds you warm. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you will probably be experiencing some colder conditions of late. We certainly are here in Australia, and yeah, so I hope this one finds you with a warm bed to sleep in and a warm body to share it with, if you know what I mean. Folks, the bird on your screen is a little chilly at the moment, but we're going to warm her up. It is a 747. It is the 747-8 that comes with the SIM that has received recently, as I head onto the roof, the update treatment as part of AAU2 Beta. And the beta has just received an update. So today's video will be an update to the update. We'll have a look at the release notes en route. I thought I'd take the 747 out for a spin this fine afternoon. A little bit of a leg stretcher. And I'll show you the flight plan in a minute. But yeah, that's the plan. Fly the 747, have a look at the release notes for the latest update to the beta. And make a landing that I don't generally make. And if you're thinking you mean a competent one, well done you. I see we have the same script writer. But what I mean specifically is that I'm going to let the aeroplane land itself. It's known in the trade as an auto land. But first, let me show you the flight plan for today. Alright. This is the flight plan, folks. We're in South America, specifically Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is where we begin our journey. And in around about 2 hours, well, 2 hours for me, and around about, well, less than 30 minutes for you, we're going to end up over here on the western side of the continent in a place called Santiago, Chile. The plan is to fly an auto land to runway 17 left. In Santiago. Santiago, the ICAO code being Sierra Charlie Echo Lima, and we depart, for those of you who like the ICAO codes, like to feel like this is a semi-professional channel. It's going to take more than ICAO codes to make it feel that way, but anyway, Buenos Aires Airport, Sierra Alpha Echo Zulu. There you go. ICAO codes ticked. So yeah, flight time of around about 2 hours, journey of 679 nautical miles, flying a sit out of Buenos Aires, then we've got an airway or two taking us across Argentina, and then we sort of take a right dogleg from Atalu to have us joining a star, so it gets us set up for the ILS approach to runway 17 left. So a nice little Andes adventure to finish off this flight. Weather is actually pretty good, apart from some significant headwinds by the look of that table. This one here is what I want. Yeah, so we're right into it. Strong winds to begin. They sort of reduce a little bit, pick up towards the end, and it's actually showing we're probably going to have a tailwind on the approach. We're going to land runway 17 left, or should I say, the aeroplane will land itself runway 17 left, regardless of what the weather is doing. I'll take that one off. But there we go, folks. Buenos Aires, Santiago. We're in the 747-8, recently updated. We'll have a look at the release notes on our way across the continent. Let's go flying. All right, so on our way, a very slow taxi down to the bottom of 29er here in Buenos Aires. I thought I'd include a short bit of the taxi segment. I had a kind viewer make that suggestion. They'd like to see the taxi segments, and I do include them in quite a few videos. Just depends what's happening and how I feel. But I thought I'd include this bit because if you cast your attention down onto this screen, let me jump down for you, and see that we've got a bit of an issue with our door fore right. I have no idea why that's become open. or how to close it. I'm going to guess it's because a virtual passenger has decided they value their virtual life too much to come flying with me, and they've bailed. But on a serious note, I have no idea why that's appeared during the taxi. I didn't touch the doors. I don't know how to touch the doors in this aircraft. So, yeah, not sure what's happening there, but just wanted to point out that I'm aware of it, because I know there are viewers to this channel who pay a lot more attention to these things than I do, and they would call it out. So I am aware of that. I think we're right to go. Famous last words. Flaps are set to 10. I've got the trim set at 7.3, which is what the box told me to do. Auto brakes are RTO. The passengers that have decided to stay on board and risk their life have been advised to belt up. I think everything is okay. We've got our flight plan sorted. Yeah. Loving these displays, what the team at Working Title have done with these displays. Fantastic. On the 787 and here on the 74. I can read stuff. So on behalf of Tired Old Eyes, thank you, Working Title. And it's a bit of a challenge for an old fella to taxi a beast like this. Not used to it at all. I think I've flown the 7.4. I flew the Salty mod. I think there's a video somewhere on the channel of that one. I flew that a couple of times, and I flew this thing the other day after I flew the 787. Didn't go too well, but we'll leave that on the cutting room floor. Actually, just didn't enjoy the flight, didn't enjoy the video, so I decided not to post it. And of course, there are so many other quality channels out there. Other quality channels. I'm kind of insinuating I'm in that category. Should I just say there are quality channels out there on the tube of guys and gals flying this aircraft really well. So if you want the full picture, the ins and outs of how to get it started and all that sort of stuff, and how to fly it with competence, look somewhere else. We'll just line ourselves up here. We've got an early turn after departure to fly the SID. I'll just zoom out the display a little bit as we get ourselves lined up. Oh, geez, I'm pretty happy with that. He's done all right there, the old fella. Now, I'll get the heading sorted out, heading aligned with runway heading, which puts us around about there. Now, on the brakes, mate, you could go just parking brake, pal. Just hit parking brake. Good. That door hasn't shut itself. It opened itself, but it can't close itself. We'll just zoom out the range a little bit. So we've got an early left turn, and then we sort of got another lefty and then a tight righty, and then we're on our way across to Chile. That's all right. We'll leave it at that for now. Range of 10. Can we get the FO's range out a little bit more? Yeah, we can change. That's independent, right? Right. And can we get weather showing on theirs? Can we put weather on theirs? Right. Flight plan's in there. We've got V-speeds plugged in. No V-speeds over here. Why? What does it say no V-speeds for? What do I need? Do I need to... That's what I need to do. I need to select them. I click them. Has that changed it? It has. There we go. So, rotate of 149. Plenty of juice to get us across. There's the door situation. I just don't know how to... What can you do? How do you configure the doors in this thing? No idea. I'll change that display back to... I don't know. This one. What do you reckon? There you go. Out of sight, out of mind. Although it's still in sight there. We'll just ignore that. Just ignore that. So, flight director sorted, auto throttle. I think we're right to go. Let's do it. The parking brake can come off. Spool them up. Alright, there's 50. All the way. Let's go. D-rated takeoff. Boom. Here we go, folks. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. 100 knots. B1, she wants to fly. She wants to fly. I'm not doing much at all. I don't even have to touch the yoke. She's airborne. Alright. Positive rate. We'll go gear up. Alright, that combination of flaps 10 and where I've got my trim set, she wanted to go. Feels like it's just lumbering into the air. Alright, we'll go. First I just flap up. I might even engage Georgy here nice and early. Georgy, hook in, champ. I'll let you do your thing. That terrain display is a bit... What are we doing? Throttling back, Georgy. Trying to maintain 200. I'm going to let you do your thing, mate. We'll go VNAV, LNAV. That'll help. Should have done that before we departed. No, flaps 1. Left turn, Georgy. Take an external. Very high-pitched sound, isn't it? Well, there we go. We're on our way, folks. Across to Santiago, Chile, leaving Buenos Aires. We get our flaps all the way up. Accelerating through 250 knots now, or 250 knots. I think everything's right. Good enough for me. Keep your seatbelts on for a while. The door still hasn't magically shut. I don't think we've got any weather to worry about en route. I'll put it on the display anyway. Move the heading bug around. Where's our heading bug? What's happened to the heading bug? There we go. Align that. That's our track. Alright folks, I'll see you en route. It's going to be a longish flight for me, but it's sort of normal duration of, you know, around 25-30 minutes worth of video, and there'll be a focus towards more footage towards the arse end of the flight as we do the autoland. Anyway, I'll see you during the cruise, and we'll talk about what the most recent update to the beta has brought. Alright, settled nice in the cruise, flight level 400. Beautiful weather here today in Argentina. Let's have a look at the latest set of release notes that were published just a few hours ago. Alright, the release notes. We're now up to version 1.33.5.0. Just to clarify, this is for those that have opted into the AAU2 Beta. That will be the version that you are able to get. If you haven't opted into the beta, this is just for your information. Alright, so if you go into your sim this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you happen to be next in your sim, and you don't get an update, it's probably because you haven't opted into the beta. 1.33.5.0, general bug fixes. I'm not going to read through them all, folks. If there's something that catches my attention, I'll call it out. Otherwise, read it at your leisure. Glass cockpits have done some stuff for the G3 and the G5000, and just in the last day or so, Navigraph have released a plugin that brings charts into the G3 and the G5000 as well. You need a subscription to Navigraph in order to have that functionality available. You won't be seeing it on the channel. I just simply don't fly with charts enough to justify the subscription. They've done some work to the G1000 NXI. Okay, I kind of like this point, and developers will like that. Third-party developers to provide global plugins for the NXI. Haven't flown an NXI bird for a bit. They've done some to the other work to the other Garmins, the older Garmins, the Cat 40 autopilot. Oh, there you go. Righto. Aircraft. So they've touched big boys, the 787 and the 747-8. Added functionality. Holy crap. That's a lot of stuff. that's a lot of stuff. Bug fixes and improvements to the PFD and the CDU and the ND and the CAS. Don't I sound cool? Wowzers, look at that. Autopilot stuff they've done, VNAV stuff. Everyone loves VNAV. Systems, sound. What have they done with the sound? GPWS or altitude callout should not be delayed anymore. Okay, I didn't realise they were. Added warning sounds and beep oral when master cautions are alerted. Okay. Tweaked the camera views. 747 got some treatment of the PFD. Taxi lights are now disabled within the air. Okay. Overspeed and 6 acre sounds should now be audible. Okay. Yeah, lots of stuff to the 7. Looks like the 7.8 got more attention than the 7.4. Just at a quick visual scroll there. Oh, lots of stuff. They've done some work to the longitude as well. What do they do to the longi? PFD roll indicator is now rendered using the correct sky pointer. Okay. Reduce the sensitivity to auto throttle with sudden changes in airspeed. Okay. They've done some work with peripherals. Oh, new presets for whatever the hell that is. A new bit of hardware, is it? All devices with a joystick can now control the cursor. Is that for mainly for Xboxy users? Maybe. That's a heck of a lot of changes and fixes in only a few days. That's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely smashing it out of the park, as Yanks would say. Home run after home run, these working title folks. Anyway, that's the release notes. It has now brought us up to version 1.3.5.0. The next time you'll hear my voice will be towards the latter stages of the flight as we're getting ourselves set up for an autoland down into Santiago. Alright, sort of the latter stages of the flight now, folks. The raised bits of terrain on the horizon would be the majestic Andes Mountains. You know you're getting close to Chile when you see the hills. And we have... How far have we got? 132 miles to our top of descent. We've just passed Otalu, which is a bit sort of the dogleg where we head towards the northwest, and then we'll sort of fly a leftish base down onto runway 17 left to make our auto land. We'll just zoom that range in a little bit. See, top of descent won't take us long, will it? 2011 Zulu. We'll be there in a jiffy. Flight's been going really well. We've still got the entry door issue. Apart from that, the aircraft has behaved itself admirably, and I haven't noticed anything even remotely untoward. I mean, Georgy's been in command, so all I've got to do here is sit and watch the screen, essentially babysit Georgy, which I don't know, is a bit of an issue. I know that other people have mentioned in their comments on the channel that they don't really enjoy flying airliners because it's it's a babysitting role, and I get that. I do get a little bored myself. Whereas for other people, they love this stuff. And the world of flight simulation, it's a broad church, right? Many people can worship at the altar of flight simulation and pray to the simming gods. Nice looking aeroplane, the 7.4. Personally, I like the 400. I don't know, there's something, I don't know, it's maybe because there's a sentimental attachment to the 400 for me, I don't know, but it's a 7.4, isn't it? So, next segment will be the somewhere on the approach, somewhere on the star into Santiago, Chile. Alright, on descent now, folks. Uncal is our next waypoint. We need to be there above 240, flight level 240. Just thought I'd brief myself by bringing up the little NavMap VR panel here. So it's basically a track towards the west, and then we sort of start our journey home from Suffolk. The Andes, we are well and truly in Andes territory at this point. What I've noticed about the descent, I'll just get rid of that and jump back inside. Not that one. Yeah, well, that might actually show it off better. Getting quite a bit of fluctuation in the descent rate. We've kind of leveled out there a bit, and now we're porpoising down. It's been quite a pitchy journey down. Look at that steep descent angle. I noticed that in the 787 video I made the other day. Not sure exactly what's up with that, whether there's some further refinement required in the VNAV bit. I mean, that would be quite scary as a passenger, I imagine, and a little concerning as a pilot. These beautiful Andes, though. I'm sure it'll all work out in the end. I'm sure we'll get down appropriately and maintain sufficient separation from these hills. Another turn, Georgie. Thanks, mate. Beautiful Andes. One of the great sights for me personally in all the travel that I was fortunate enough to do in the world was travelling across from New Zealand, across the Pacific, and landing in Santiago. I always tried to get a right hand. More often than not, we'd land to the north in Santiago. Always try to get a seat on the right hand side of the aeroplane. I knew that when you saw the Andes, you were, well, for me, I was about 75% of the way to Brazil, which personally had a lot of significance back in the day, and still does. But yeah, and you'd truck sort of up the Chilean coast. You'd have the Andes on the right, and you'd be, sorting yourself. The pilots would be sorting themselves out for an approach to one of the 3.5s, and you just have like half an hour of the southern Andean range. Just beautiful. Anyway, folks, we continue the journey. I'll join you for the final approach, or final stages of the approach, where we're going to let Georgie work his magic with an autoland. Alright, so we are established on the ILS. Runway 17 left, Santiago, Chile, folks. Just down through 4,000, about 2,500 above terrain. Georgie is in complete control here. This will be an autoland. I've got VREF plus 5 bugged in to the window in terms of speed. We're going to take gear at this point. Thanks, Georgie. Flaps currently set for 20. 7 miles to touchdown. 2,000 above terrain. We've got the 3 autopilots engaged. I think we're configured correctly. We've got 2 more stages of flap to come out, one of which I'll take now. Flaps 25, thank you. Bang on the divans. So the lateral navigation has been, it's been tracking it pretty well. The vertical navigation's been fluctuating a little bit pretty much all the way on that descent until we got established on the ILS, and it's just absolutely locked it in. But yeah, fluctuations of sort of 500 feet. Land 3 is now enunciating roll out and flare here on the PFD. I'm thinking that's right. I do note that I've got an FMC message, but I'm too scared to check what it might be. We'll take final stages of flap here. 4 miles to touchdown. Terrain is displaying on the nav display. Auto brakers set to 2, seat belts are on, flaps set, gears down, 3 greens, all that jazz. Georgie, the only thing left for you, mate, is to get us there safely. Thank you for the call out. Take an external. Everything's good. Flaps looks like they're set. Gears locked in. Beautiful afternoon here in Santiago. Three whites from this particular perspective. 2 when you drop down. There we go. We'll see it from inside. 500 feet to go. Thank you. Confirmed. And continue. The birds start to chirp. The nerves kick in. Thank you. Interesting experience to not be doing anything other than babysitting. I don't know, I don't really see the appeal of this, but you only live one, folks. Oh, he's a bit to the left. Oh, there we go, firm, but Georgy, I couldn't have done any better, champ. Roll out. All right, a little bit left to centre line if I had to criticise something. If I had to. There we go, folks. An autoland, runway 17 left. Santiago, Chile. Caution, yeah, whatever. Auto throttle disconnect. We'll just roll through to the end because we can. Folks, thanks for your support and for your company in another video. Until we next meet, stay safe, stay warm if you're in a cold climate, and above all, keep enjoying your simming. Bye for now, folks.